It's Monday, June the 12th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, another major organization in Barbados wants the Front de Stewart administration to rethink the increase in its controversial National Social Responsibility Levy, which is scheduled to be implemented on July 1st. President of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, Aidan Rogers, told the news conference this morning his organization will shortly write Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair asking for a reversal of the hike in the levy, which moves from 2% to 10% on imported and locally manufactured items. Rogers said the hike in the tax would now force investors to think twice before putting any money into the renewable energy sector because of the anticipated higher cost of doing business.
The likelihood of persons now being attracted to make investments in that sector is now made more difficult because the economics on which the tariff that was set up last year have now fundamentally changed. There are two things that can seek to remedy this situation. One, it is either a revision upward by the Fair Trading Commission, given the increasing and impending change circumstances from July 1st, 2017, where the rate would now have to reflect that the cost of those systems would be going up, or, as we will be doing and requesting shortly to the Minister of Finance, that there be some reconsideration to the imposition of this tax.
Rogers also warned that if the tax goes into effect as planned, consumers using renewable energy products will have to dig deeper into their pockets to pay for them.
Now, from September last year, most persons in the industry had absorbed the 2% when the National Sustainable Energy Sustainable Levy Social Responsibility Levy was introduced. Moving from 2% to 10%, that is a bit much for persons to absorb, and it's going to have negative implications on that sector.
The National Union of Public Workers has already warned the government to repeal the National Social Responsibility Levy by July the 1st or be hit by industrial action. In other news now, a substantial portion of the population in Barbados is projected to die from non-communicable diseases such as heart attacks by the end of the next decade and a half. The startling revelation from Minister of Health John Boyce, who was addressing the 4th Annual Medical Conference and Community Outreach over the weekend.
It has been estimated that by 2030, 86% of all deaths in Barbados will be caused by non-communicable diseases. These projected trends provoke deep concern, not only in Barbados, but globally. Risk factors for NCDs have become part of the fabric of our modern society. Socioeconomic progress has created conditions that favor the rise of these non-communicable diseases, and we are therefore witnessing changes which require us to think broadly and to act comprehensively.
Meanwhile, offshore medical schools in Barbados have all but been declared persona non grata by a sector of the local medical fraternity. Leading the campaign against the presence of these schools are retired Dean of the Faculty of Medical Sciences at the University of the West Indies, Sir Henry Fraser, and prominent cardiologist Dr. Raymond Massey. Speaking last night at the graduation for the Medical Sciences Class 2017 of the university, Dr. Massey likened the entry of these schools to selling of the country's sovereignty, while Sir Henry saw them as mere profiteering institutions of convenience.
Things were different. The party in opposition was the party in power, and the party in power was the party in opposition. And at that time, the idea of the offshore medical schools as an economic panacea was definitely not on. My, how times have changed. I might also quickly add the idea of selling your sovereignty for the equivalent of 30 pieces of silver then was also anathema to us young socialists, but then my, how things have changed.
Today's world is seduced by glamorous claims of many kinds of alternative practices, and also by the claims of business-oriented medical schools, the offshore schools, otherwise known as the for-profit schools, providing a special kind of medical education for those who don't make it into the North American schools, or for Middle Eastern students using it as a stepping stone to the US of A. Their reason for existing is business first, because a demand exists, and medicine is the business of their business. Only by practicing at the highest standards of medical knowledge, skills, ethics, and care for our patients, which is the goal of our UE medical faculties and staff, will you achieve the best results for your patients and our countries. And only in this way will you achieve genuine life satisfaction. But our standards and our mission are under threat, and your success, with the help of your university, should give you a lifelong loyalty to this university, your colleagues and your teachers.
In sports now, Premier League side Crane and Equipment Ellerton are out of this year's Stag Champions Cup competition at the third round. Playing at the Wildy AstroTurf last evening, Wotton FC thumped the boys from St. George 5-2 to advance to the fourth round, thanks to a first half 2 goals from striker Shaquem Shepherd, an own goal by Ellerton's Javon Austin, and a late strike from Rico Baptiste. The 2017 Stag Champions Cup continues tonight at the AstroTurf, with St. John's Sonics taking on Black Spurs, Sunrise versus Rendezvous FC, and Kings Park Rangers playing Huddersfield Turning.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Morning, Miss Oya.
Morning. You again. So you're washing cars now? Well, I can't keep up with you at all.
Yes, girl, you know they're going provision to selling slow. And I don't sell nation newspapers at all because them don't sell. So I washing cars now. I like to get up before 8:30 because I can't take the hot sun. You want the car wash?
No, not today. It clean.
But you're going in very early though?
Yeah, I just going early so I can read the Barbados today online before work starts.
Right. But you can still let me clean the vendor for the $2. At least it's still cheaper than the nation newspaper.
All right.
I got a special boo here that I got it shining. Thank you. Enjoy your day here.
You too.
All right. What that paper is? She can see clearly when the dirt is gone.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. More than 600 people have so far been murdered in Jamaica, representing a 16% increase over the last year.
According to police statistics, an average 4 killings were recorded daily in May. 136 persons were murdered. More than 15 persons were killed in the first 3 days of this month. In a release this afternoon, opposition spokesman on national security Peter Bunting said the country's murder rate is spiraling out of control. He added that the opposition is gravely concerned as these murders are happening right across the country, with only 2 of the 19 police divisions showing any improvement. The opposition says it is offering to partner for a national mobilization to fight crime.
On the global front, Britain's Theresa May told her party today she would serve as Prime Minister as long as they wanted after a botched election gamble cost the party its majority in Parliament and weakened London's hand days before formal Brexit negotiations. And finally, another U.S. court has rejected President Donald Trump's travel ban.
A U.S. court on Monday ruling to block President Donald Trump's proposed travel ban. The Ninth Circuit in San Francisco, the second U.S. Court of Appeals to rule against the administration's policy that would temporarily halt travel from 6 Middle Eastern and North African countries to the U.S. Shut it down! Shut it down! The travel ban sparked mass protests in major cities across America and court challenges when it was first unveiled. The White House lost a string of legal battles over that executive order, a trend that has outraged the president and prompted him to verbally attack judges and courts on Twitter. Critics say the law is a thinly veiled effort to bar Muslims from entering the U.S., a platform Trump announced as a candidate.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.